Hello again. In this video we're going to start adding content to the page that we created in the earlier video. So the first thing is we created a two-column page, but we can only see one item on the page. That's because it's added a single HTML module. You'll notice it's slightly offset to the right. That's because there's a left pane and a content pane, and it's automatically taken our content and placed it in the content pane. I actually want the letter, which is what this is going to be over on the left hand side. So I'm going to use the little down arrow, go to move, and move it to the left pane. The page will post back, change itself, and you'll see it shunt over to the left. You don't see anything on the right yet. That's because we haven't put any content in there. We'll do that later on. So we will end up with twin panes here. So what we need to do is enter our content. First thing is the title itself. The title we edit here. You see as I hover over it, this appeared over here, this little edit pencil. If I click on that, you will see it moves over to the left. And now if I click in there, I can get rid of the default enter title, and I can add contact your representative form letter. And if I go back to where the pencil was, there's a little update now. I can choose to ignore it and get rid of what I just did and cancel it, or to save it. I'm going to click on the update. I save that, and it's now set the title. If I want to see what this looks like in the site, by the way, if I click on View at the top here, I will see it not in edit mode, but as it should be. And because there's no content at the moment, it simply doesn't display. We'll look at it again when we've got some actual content. Okay, here is our content element. What we're going to do now is edit it. So if I go back down to this little down arrow, you'll see there's an edit content there. There's also an edit content at the bottom. If I click on that one, it takes me into a page where I am given a tool to do editing. Now, which browser you use will affect how this looks and what you've got available. In some browsers, you'll probably only get, when I click on it, this, which is just simple text edit screen. Unless you're a HTML whiz and know how to write web pages, don't go there. Use the rich text editor. If you don't have a browser that supports it, I suggest you download Firefox, which is a free to download browser which does support this tool. So I have content that I want to put in here. So the obvious thing might seem to be, why don't I just copy it from my Word document? Here is my Word document. This is the one that's been provided, which is going to provide the content for the form letter. Now, if I select all of it and copy it, and then paste it in, select what's there and paste over it, superficially, this might seem like a good idea. It warns me that I'm potentially doing something insecure. I'm going to allow access because I'm not worried about that. I know both sides of this deal. And it says it seems to be copied from Word. Do you want to clean it before pasting? That's a very good idea. But even then, as I paste it in here, in all probability there are going to be issues. So as I scroll up, it seems to have done a moderately clean job this time, I have to say, but often it won't. Ah, look, we have problems here. We have small dots here and large dots here. It's not quite understood what to do. Word is not optimized for the web, so don't post from the web. If I do Control Z, we go back to where we were. I'm not going to post directly from Word. Instead, I'm going to take this code, copy it, and I'm going to open Notepad. Notepad is the very simple text editor. Now if I paste into Notepad, it strips out all of the formatting. It gives me just hard-coded dots rather than actual unordered lists, which are a programmatic thing. And I can get rid of this one at the bottom since I noticed it and I don't really want that. Now if I copy from here, having gone via Notepad, I've really cleaned it up. So I won't have the kind of issues that I had coming from Word, or potentially have coming from Word. So now, if I go back to here and paste this in, and yes, I do want to allow access to my clipboard, now I have a much simpler page. The one problem is, I've lost my formatting. But that's not an issue, because this tool allows me to format things and to format them properly for the web. So if I put a return after that first line, I want to center that. So as you can see, I can center it, and I can make things bold or reorganize them any way I want. If we go back from our original Word document, I can see that the top one wasn't centered, the one beneath was, and both were bold. So let's revisit that. Instead of centering this top one, and I can just do Control Z to take us back to where we were, what I can do is center these underneath and make these bold. What I'm going to do now is carry on working with these tools in this way and just pause the system whilst I do it so that you don't have to watch me doing every last little bit. If you're interested in the detail of how to use this tool, then have a look at my other videos which are not Huey091 specific, which talk about how you use this tool in order to edit pages. Okay, this is the completed, formatted text. As you can see, I've gone through and added in bold. I've converted the hard-coded dots into proper unordered lists, and we now have something that's properly set for the internet. So now all I need to do is go down to the bottom and click Save. We wait a moment for it to complete, and then here is our form letter so that people can contact their congressman. The next step is going to be to add a second module to this so that we can add downloads, so people, instead of having to copy it out of this web page, can download it as a separate file. But just before we do, this time when we click View, you'll see that we actually see what the page is going to look like as it stands at the moment. So in the next video, I'll add another module to this page, and we truly will end up with a twin page.